Yeah,
Have you seen the new iPhone? They released the specs for the iPhone 15.
Specs?
Like the whole, like, you know how like Apple has their showcase or whatever. The new iPhone 15, it doesn't have the switch on the side anymore. It's like it's a button. You have to like hold and it'll turn it on to silent. But then you could change it to be different things. Like it could be your flashlight button, so you just hold that to your flashlight or whatever you want to choose it to. It's really weird. It's like
Wait, you can make it so your flashlight button silences your phone?
No, you can do it to where that turns on your flashlight rather than having to like open it.
Oh, okay.
You can use it for whatever you want now. And a lot of people are saying they're super underwhelmed with the new iPhone 15. It's not much different. But it does have the new, so you know how you have 3 cameras? Yeah. It has like, it records simultaneously on 2 for this depth effect. So if you have like the Google VR, or not the Apple VR, where you could watch the video in front of you, but it looks like you're looking into like a window kind of, because it's got the depth. And I was like, that's like some next level porn right there.
What the fuck?
I love that that's your first thought.
Yeah.
Good for you. You know what you like. I appreciate that.
Well, no, I actually don't watch porn, but.
Because your girlfriend's 10 feet away from you. Good save, dude. Totally got her.
No.
100% she doesn't. 100%, bro. Good save.
I've watched porn in my life. I just don't watch it anymore.
Do you think the acting's bad?
Yeah,
I only watch it for the storyline.
We were watching. Who the hell was I? I was with Roland, and we were watching this like.
What?
What were you watching with Roland?
Oh no, we were watching this like clip, and it was like really weird acting or whatever, and it was like I don't know if it was like real estate agents doing some weird thing, and I was like, oh damn, I usually skip this part, and then he didn't know what I was talking about.
It went over his head.
Yeah.
Oh, poor guy.
But. I mean, I don't want to get into the real estate. Actually, I do have one real estate question that I wanted to get out of the way.
Oh.
And it was. Oh, that's a stupid ass question. Okay, so you know, there's different agents with different like they have different identities, right? You have like the glam agent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you think someone would be successful if they were like a heavily politically based like thing, like if they were the right wing agent, or
for
like
sure,
they were liberal agent?
Oh, yeah.
Like if someone was out there and it's like, I'll sell your house and I'll praise Trump and the same thing.
Of course, especially if you're in like that type of a market. Yeah. Absolutely.
So you think this is gonna spark and someone's gonna come out now?
I got to tell you, I'd be surprised if there isn't somebody like that yet.
If you were to do a themed like agent thing, would you do it or no?
Ooh, if I had to,
if you had to,
like if I had to, what would it be?
Yeah.
Ooh, it wouldn't be.
Are you looking for a house?
Oh no! See, it couldn't be that sticky for me, and I can't because there's a lot of agents out there who have like really sticky kind of identities. Yeah. Like I couldn't be the singing agent, like a musical agent. I couldn't do that. Definitely not a pirate agent. That's for sure.
I think it's the
You'd be
best
stealing listings.
I'd be.
We're commandeering this house.
I make every house look like a pirate ship. Yeah. Like my for sale signs are little masts on the house itself, so it looks like it has.
Oh my god!
Just
like a big flag.
that's
Actually,
what I'm saying. Okay. Here's the thing. Oh, now this is a good idea for content.
Yeah.
An agent who's like, I gotta think of an idea. I've got it, and then goes way overboard.
Yeah. 100%.
With like being a pirate.
Oh.
This is a good idea.
If you get a house in Discovery Bay. You should do that. If you get a house in Discovery Bay, we'll do that.
Is
we'll
it
do
like the
hello.
pirate from SpongeBob though?
Like the guy who intros it?
Is that
him?
The only like actual real person.
The guy the Flying Dutchman or whatever they call him.
No.
I know, understand that.
Is that him?
That's his name in it.
That's the ship.
Yeah, I know.
But they call him that?
I'm pretty sure.
No.
Davy Jones.
Yeah, and he had like that bird, and he was always in this house watching
Oh,
SpongeBob.
no, you're talking about the actual pirate that lives above land. That's
the one who sings the intro, right?
It's Patchy the pirate, I think.
Okay, so there's like the only actual real person besides like those little like jokes when he's like getting washed and someone's washing like a sponge. There's a real person. It's always like he's watching SpongeBob,
and he's like SpongeBob's biggest fan.
He's exactly. And he's just like
I think it's Patchy or Patches.
Patches.
Yeah.
I think it's that. Yeah, something like that. Patchy. That makes sense. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Sounds good to me.
You didn't watch SpongeBob
Yeah.
at all because it was after your time.
It was a little okay. I don't like the way that was said, and I don't like how you both said it at the same time either with so much conviction. Did not appreciate that.
I fucking interrupted their podcast because I was laughing, and they're like, "What are you laughing at?" And I was like, "I forgot that Matt was born before us."
Yeah, I was, and yeah, SpongeBob was a little bit after my time. I had already put away my childish things.
Exactly. So we're
But that's not true. But yes, you are right. You are right. No, you know what? Because I was still watching like cartoons and kid shows at that point. But I don't know, SpongeBob at that point in my life just didn't. It didn't.
It was a little too pointless, right? There's a little too not enough
There's always
substance.
something to learn.
Not necessarily, because I mean, I watched Irreverent TV show like all the time as a kid. I don't know, just something about SpongeBob. It was too obnoxious. What's that?
Wait, what did you watch?
Irreverent TV show, pointless.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it was a little too like. I want to say it was a little too loud and obnoxious because I watched Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life and all that stuff too, and those are very loud, obnoxious shows. I don't know, it just didn't resonate with me. That's all. That's all it was. That's all it was.
You said you wouldn't be the singing agent, and I don't think Tiffany knows that you were in a band. Could you tell her about that?
Sure. I was in a band for most of my
you
young.
were the lead singer?
I was the lead singer.
Did you do an instrument besides your
I can play. Yeah, I can play a little bit of everything.
okay.
Yeah, but for the band, it was just lead singer.
What was your band's name?
Our first band that was kind of popular was called Hope Kills, and the one that was pretty popular was The Silver Lining.
Silver Lining.
Yeah.
Like Sunken Ship. Rum. You're welcome.
What?
Never mind.
A type of rum.
Yeah,
that she was
type of rum.
talking about.
Some rum sounds good though. Are you Tiki Drink fans? No.
I drink beer.
I like rum. I like rum. I mean, I don't know.
Just straight rum?
No, mixed.
Okay,
Cocktails.
so what kind of
Mai Tai
cocktails?
is probably my favorite.
Me
with
too.
rum. Yeah.
Now, have you been to Trader Vic's in oh gosh, what city is it technically in?
Oh, the one in
We're on the waterfront.
Oh, you're saying up here? I thought.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Trader Sam's. My bad.
No, you're thinking of Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe.
Well, Trader Vic's is the actual place Trader Sam's is based off of.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
if you like a Mai Tai, the best Mai Tai you will ever have is at Trader Vic's.
Really?
It's about 25 minutes away. From here, about 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's in Oakland on the waterfront.
Yeah, just about like right
So
around
it's
there.
over by where like launch was.
Yeah,
that area?
sort of closer
Jack
to
London
here though.
Square?
No, not that deep.
Oh, gotcha.
Not that
okay.
deep.
Okay.
You'll love it. I'm telling you.
So what kind of music was this?
Like post-hardcore.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, type of music. Yeah.
Headbang. Did you have long hair?
Me, I had
Oh,
longer hair.
You posted something. We'll have to you have to send it to me so I can post it on like a reel or something. But you had long hair.
Oh yeah, it was like.
You make your own music, like you wrote them.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
What kind of
Do you
music
have
do
a
you?
sample?
What kind of music do you? Right now?
Yeah.
Right.
Do you guys
right,
have Spotify? Do you put it on Spotify?
We did, but it came down recently, but it's all over like YouTube and stuff like that too. Do you really want a sample, like right this second?
Yep. Best lyric.
Wait, you mean me singing it?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not happening.
Why not?
No,
He can pull it
no,
up on
no.
his telephone.
Telephone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull it on my telephone.
Because that's what he calls
Who's
it.
old now, dude? Excuse me, he said it, not me. I would never. Although, have you guys seen now that like you ask a younger generation of?
Oh, how to you hold a phone?
Yes.
And they go like this.
Yeah, they go like this and not this anymore.
Hit their hand.
Have you seen that?
That's actually
And
really
then
crazy.
they say, take a selfie. And they go like
No, they go
this.
take a picture.
Yeah.
And they go.
And they go. Instead of
When
like,
everybody else does this,
Oh,
because they have no idea what those
really
even are.
weird.
Isn't
Yeah.
that
Yep.
crazy?
That is really crazy.
That's really bizarre. I think Brooks posted that thing with his kid where he was like saying different things like, what is this? What is this? And he was like, he had no clue. And then he was like, the only thing he did know, he's like, yeah, that's a dance or something from Fortnite. And I was like, technically, yeah, it's that, or a hacky sack. He said, what's a hacky sack? He was like, oh, it's a little thing that you like kick or something. It's on Fortnite. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Of course, that's the reason that he would know what it was.
Yeah. So, but you guys, like, your band actually toured and stuff, right?
Yeah,
No shit.
yeah, yeah. It was pretty fun.
So you guys are on Spotify and everything? Is that what you were gonna show me?
were. Yeah, I was gonna show you just an actual close. I'm not singing right now. Not on spot like
You gotta
this.
like warm up, get some tea.
No, you know what it is? It's more. This is too intimate for me to do that.
Oh.
Like if I was in front of 1,000 people, easy, no problem.
Oh.
2, 3 people,
Well,
not a
don't
chance.
be rude about our viewers, guys.
Not a chance.
Hey,
You ever
the
think
few
about-
of you, you're
No,
fine.
I mean live.
You ever,
It needs to be live.
you ever think about how awkward it is? Like, I remember being a kid and this really weird thought. I was like, if I got cancer, I'd have like this band like play us like music for me.
Okay.
And
What band was it at that time?
it was Mumford and Sons.
Ooh, okay. I love Mumford and Sons, dude.
I just knew I was never
My
gonna be able to
favorite
see them.
band, if I get cancer. Can you come play?
Well, no, I was like, no, in my head, it wasn't even like a daydream. It was like it was a daydream, but it wasn't like it wasn't a hope. It wasn't a hope. It was like just randomly thinking. I would think, like, if you were to have cancer and like make a wish, I was like, how uncomfortable. It wasn't like I wanted it. I was like, how awkward it would be, or how uncomfortable it would be if it's like you're just sitting there and these people are just staring at you playing the songs that you like. Like, I didn't think it was a good thing. It'd be uncomfortable.
Think about the flip side of that, though.
Yeah.
Is you're this band playing to this kid in a hospital bed, and you're having to like put a show on.
This is weird.
And you're like, and the whole time I'd be like, am I doing good enough for this dying child? Like, that's all I'd think about. Is I totally, oh my God, is that bad that I just make it about me when this person is like dying of cancer in your scenario? And I'm like, oh, am I good enough for this moment?
He didn't have cancer and he made it about him.
Well, but it's his dream. And
It's a fucking dream. I thought about how awkward it would be and like how uncomfortable. Like, and it would just so happen. I mean, I guess it was selfish. I put myself in the position, but yeah, I mean,
I think it'd be weird for both parties.
Yeah,
I think there'd be this mutual awkwardness.
Yeah.
It's a situation no one would want to be in for a multitude of reasons.
Really do that.
Yeah.
It's mainly like visits, you know.
Yeah, it's visits or like.
And then they might like sing a little sample, like I asked, but sometimes they won't.
I saw this meme, and it was like, imagine that, imagine you're like you know you're like 12 and you're in the hospital, and all of a sudden Iron Man walks in.
Yeah, a lot of superheroes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'd want a superhero.
Honestly, bro.
What would I want? That's a good question.
I was gonna say like what? Yeah, if you
what
had.
Would be your Make-A-Wish?
What would be your Make-A-Wish?
I have no idea. I don't know if there's anything I want that much.
Is it like?
Well, imagine. Well, no. Like not. It wouldn't
be.
No. It wouldn't be who you are now. Like think about something.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I was gonna say.
It's just a little tainted a little bit, you know, in a weird way. Dream, like what would you want out of your one wish of dying? Like,
okay, let's change it then. What would just your wish be as a kid then? How about that? Let's take the Make-A-Wish part out of it.
If there was an organization that chose you as the same scale of Make-A-Wish, but you didn't have to have cancer, it was like a lottery-based system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What would be your wish?
And when I was a kid?
We'll go with right now. Well, I was gonna say, no, actually, go with kid. Yeah, 12 years old.
It would have been to play on stage in front of a lot of people. That's what it would have been. Perform on stage in front of a lot of people. That would have been it for sure.
If you were 12, do you think you would have done the same type of music your band was, or was it a different type when you were younger?
Oh no, it was the same stuff.
Yeah.
When I started playing music, we started learning by playing covers of like Green Day, Blink-182, like all that kind of shit.
I was just about to ask.
I'm obsessed with Green Day.
They're my favorite band. They were first. They were my first real concert I'd ever been to. Yeah.
I've never been to one.
A concert or a Green Day concert?
Green Day concert.
Yeah, I saw them when I was in 5th grade at the Fillmore in San Francisco.
That's sick.
Yeah, and from that moment, I was like, I want to be a musician.
Mm-hmm.
That was the moment that made me want to do that.
The Fillmore's a nice venue too.
Hella nice.
And it's like intimate enough to where you could really experience the band.
And we had like little foyer seats because my friend who took me was like this big higher up at AAA. Mm-hmm. And so we got these crazy good seats, and right next to us was like the green room of Green Day, just behind this little curtain. So they like popped their head out and we're like, hey, what's up, guys? And we lost our minds. Lost our minds. And I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life, is to do this.
And then now you sell homes.
And now I sell homes.
So what was the segue then? Like what?
Just as great, man.
From was it straight from doing band stuff, and then like the next kind of career choice was real estate, or was there some stuff in between?
Yeah, I mean there was kind of restaurant work like all throughout the band stuff, just because it was a good way for when we weren't on tour for me to just come home and make easy money and just kind of get back in the swing of things to help support. But really the career was from like the music restaurant world to real estate, and it was a quick transition. Yeah, so I just kind of gotten what I'd wanted out of music. It was like do I want to keep grinding this out to try to make it happen, or do I want to do something else? And I decided I wanted to do something else. I played shows and made CDs and was on the radio and toured, and I mean, so few of those bands.
Radio?
Yeah. I mean, we weren't like on MTV or anything like that.
Watch out, Roland. We got our new famous person on here.
Oh, is Roland the famous person?
I mean,
as before you, technically he's had the most
like.
Other than, I mean, well, it's just like, I don't know. I guess
it.
it's like based off of internet virality, right? So it's most eyes on them. Other than that, I don't know what else it would have been. I mean, who else have we had on the podcast? Fucking
family, Johnny.
Yeah, our family.
Nobody.
Okay.
Not that our family's nobody. Love you guys.
So, did you like working in restaurants enough?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved restaurant work. I was very, very good as a server. And I always tell people, if I could have made like $200,000 being a server, I never would have quit.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was good at it. I loved it. I loved the rush. I loved just how time would fly by quick when things were busy. Just meeting the people and having your regular customers and having money like in your pocket when you left home. It was great. Easy, fast cash.
Yeah.
Because you work in restaurant business as well, right? Customer service.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bartender.
There you go. Tips.
Yep.
Don't have to claim any of it either.
Yeah.
So your tax returns are a lot better because you're like, I didn't make any tips.
I mean, some of it we do claim a little.
You have to claim a little just to keep people happy, but
exactly. But
Well,
it's
your-
pretty much pretty.
all your
well.
card tips, right?
Yeah, all the card ones.
Cash?
Cash, you take it.
Yeah,
That's right.
They didn't pay me.
And they didn't give me nothing.
That's right.
I got no
tell you.
money.
I'm baby. I don't have money.
I don't have any money. Just a little baby.
Yeah. You ever watch Broad City?
I loved Broad City when it was
Broad
on.
City's so good.
Broad City was great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I'm guessing you like Workaholics.
Loved Workaholics.
Yeah, it's hand in hand. I think those shows are phenomenal. And they're both kind of like rose to the same type of fandom, you know? And started in the same way, just friends writing, directing, and acting in the same thing. So, no, those shows are fucking awesome.
Yeah, I was bummed when they both ended.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Idiot Sitter? That was kind of in the same vein as those shows. I think it was only on for one season.
Yeah, I haven't, but I heard about it.
It was good.
What even is it on? I can't.
It was on Comedy Central.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
Do you
the
know
same-
if it's streaming on anything?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Not a
Because I've
clue.
heard about it, but I don't know where it is to find it.
I don't know.
I've never even heard of it. I don't know what it is.
No? Did you like Workaholics?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I love to recall it.
You never watched Broad City, though. Yeah. Yeah. It was good.
Wasn't as much my speed, I don't think. But I don't think I gave it a real chance. If I'm
You
being honest.
didn't, because it's so great. And I know for a fact that you'd love it.
Well, because it was on in like your room at times, and I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, see, that's not a chance.
That is not. That is a
That was a
passing.
glance.
Yeah, a passing glance.
Instantly, nah.
That's funny.
I just recommended, I think you should leave to my coworker, and she said she finally watched part of it.
And?
It's literally, she loves it. I told her she would. I was like, I don't know anyone who could watch it and hate it. That show.
I didn't hate it.
So you hate it?
I said I didn't hate it.
Oh, okay.
But I
You can't handle it. It's
I can't
cringe.
handle it. No, it's not. Well, I guess cringe, but like not in a cringe bad way. It's just I see the value in it. I see how funny this guy is from certain clips I like, but some of them are just so in your face of like confrontation in like a funny way. It's like Meet the Fockers or like Meet the Parents. It's that type of like an American Pie, that type of like in your face situational comedy that I'm like, I can't handle it.
Did you watch the one
I break
where
down.
he was like choking at the table, but he was someone famous that he knew or that he wanted to like impress, and he was just like, no, stop. And he's like choking quietly because he doesn't want to make a scene.
No.
And like some guy's like, no man, you're choking. And he's like, no, stop. Like he's like, oh, that's so
Bro,
good.
the one
Man.
I watched the other day, and like I've seen it before, but I was sitting here, I was so bored, and I was in between sending some photos out, and I just searched up on YouTube, and I watched it, and it was the one where he has the fedora with like the
Dude, that is the best. And he's in the court. He's in the.
He's like, what the fuck?
What the fuck is what are you talking about? He's like, I think he has dice in his pocket. He's like, rolling the dice.
And they kicked the shit. The guy, he's like, leave him alone.
Yeah, just fucking leave it alone. Come on, see?
No, it's so good. That's what I'm saying. Like, there are ones that are they're really, really good. But there's ones that are like, I can't watch it. And then I'll go watch something else that's like easier for me to watch.
I don't really think you watch like sketch comedy stuff like that either.
No.
You like
I like
stories.
sketches, but I don't like watching a full episode of multiple of them, I would say. But I've been watching Sopranos recently. That's what I'm on right now.
Ooh.
It's so good.
It's one of the best TV shows.
I think this is going to be my segue into liking like the mafia mob genre, because I've never liked it, never watched anything. I've never seen Godfather, Goodfellas, anything like that. It was just never our thing. My dad never watched any of it, so we never watched it. It was never on our radar. And so now, like, I understand The Godfather, like, cinematically.
Yeah, I'm
like
surprised you don't like
one
it
of
just from being like a cinephile.
See, I've always known that I have to watch it, but I've avoided it because of the, like, I knew I wouldn't appreciate it yet. And so now I'm thinking, like, this is so good. Because Sopranos is fire. It's so good.
You should watch. I think you should watch Goodfellas before Godfather.
Okay. I've seen Goodfellas. It's really good.
It's one of my favorite top 5 favorite movies. Top 5 favorite movies for sure.
I'm gonna watch
Goodfellas. I mean, Godfather is too. It's not as enjoyable to watch because it is more of like an art piece, you know, to like really understand it and take it in. But just pure enjoyment. Goodfellas is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so good. I'm excited for you and your journey.
I'm very excited. I remember when I was in like film school and they were talking about that we had to like we watched these videos where the cinematographer was breaking down how strategic and thought out every single light, every single shot, everything had meaning. Everything had a deeper meaning. That's like this light coming in this way is like symbolizing this and this. And I was like, wow, this is like really deep. And I was like, I'm not ready for it.
That's Coppola for you, man.
Yeah.
And then you got 2 to watch too, which is some would say even better than the first one.
Interesting.
One of the rare sequels that is just as good, if not better than the first.
Yeah, the only other one is Frozen 2, boy.
Terminator 2 is up there too.
Terminator 2, that's with like the silver liquidy guy, right?
Yes, Evil T-1000.
Yep. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Fuck it. You knew what it was right
Did
away.
James Cameron direct that one too, or is it just the first one?
He did.
Interesting. I just found out maybe a couple months ago that I thought Scott, what am I saying this wrong? Director of Alien?
Ridley
Scott.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, I thought he directed all the Alien movies. Or the first like 2 or 3. He did not. Just the first one, and that was kind of mind blowing. That's why people said the other ones sucked, I guess.
The first one's the best one.
I'm all about the Alien vs Predator, if I'm being honest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like the newest ones?
The original Alien vs Predator.
Okay.
So I don't even know how, because we used to watch a lot of movies as kids.
I haven't seen that one in so long.
But that was like our introduction to the Alien franchise or the Predator franchise was the Alien vs Predator.
And then we went into...
And then you segue, but everything's based off that. And then same thing with Freddy Krueger. Our first one was Freddy versus Jason.
That's your first one?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Well, no. I think the first one I ever watched with Dad was what was it? Friday the 13th or whatever. Is that the title of the first?
Yeah. There's a bunch of them.
It was
yeah.
like an old one with like Johnny Depp. Which one was that?
Oh no, that was Friday. Excuse me. That was Nightmare on Elm Street.
That's what
Freddy
it was.
Krueger.
Nightmare. Yeah, that's what it was. That's the first one I ever watched.
That's Freddy
I
Krueger.
remember being fucking terrified. So like growing up, that was like the first like, like moment because Dad was finally letting me watch it. Okay, so I can't tell if it's The Shining. I can't remember, but when I was younger, I watched a scary movie and there was a part where they go.
Don't say a bathtub.
It's the bathtub.
Don't say a bathtub, bro. I was about to say
How'd
this.
you know that?
Because I don't know what it's from, bro. And it's like the lady
and that lady?
I can't do
What is
it.
that? What is that? I was just about to say. I don't know what that's from.
I don't know what
but
it is.
Haunted
Do you know?
me.
What is it? What happened?
Hold on. I got it. We knew exactly what. Okay, I don't know how you have the same memory because it traumatized me. Every time I went to the bathroom, I had to make sure that curtain was open because that lady would be in there. So it was like this green, weird lady, and she's like scaly, like
Was
almost
that The
like
Shining? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't know what it is.
It could have been.
And it's just like she's all scaly. That's all I know.
She was like really like almost like she was decomposing or something.
Oh,
and she was like laying in the bathtub, and I think it might have been a kid walking up to her.
Yeah, it was a kid. I know because the kid was walking
Poltergeist?
into the room.
That's Poltergeist is the other thing I was thinking of.
Is it a girl?
It's a girl.
Oh no!
I don't know who
Maybe
walked
it's a
in
girl.
I don't know who walked in the bathroom.
Dude,
Okay.
I don't know.
Because if it was like a little girl, it was probably Poltergeist.
It might be.
I can't remember if that was it.
I remember.
Dude, how?
I know that's so crazy that I've
so
sat
weird.
with that memory for
I don't
so
think
long.
I've ever talked to you about
We've
that.
never said it out loud.
That's sat in my mouth.
We probably all were sitting there watching it, and then we were like, we're leaving.
Yeah, for sure. Man, that sucks. What is that? All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we have to,
Yeah.
and then we'll like come back on the podcast and be like, guys, we found out what it was.
Yeah.
And then it was like
man.
something stupid and like.
But yeah, no, fuck. All those movies are great.
Are you a big horror movie fan?
Yeah.
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 Are you?
He's starting to be.
The movie has to like really entice me.
It has to be good, right?
Yeah,
That's the way I am too with them.
I used to get like severe anxiety watching scary movies as a kid, and it was never worth it. And then now I'm so not interested that like it's not. I've learned now that I don't get anxious from them, but it's just not in my wheelhouse. But if I see a trailer for something and I'm like, I'm watching that. And so the new Exorcist coming out. As soon as we saw the trailer when we were all at the movies, I was like, I'm seeing that.
Yeah,
that looks so good.
Yeah, because I'm not a big horror movie fan, so a movie either has to be like a good horror film or something that has an interesting premise to it.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that it seems like the new Exorcist is going back to its roots of the first one, and that's something that I like. Because I like all the original movies like that, like The Omen and Exorcist and Rosemary's Baby and all that kind of stuff. So that's the stuff
Hopefully
that I like.
it won't be like The Nun or something.
The Nun 2, yeah. It's the second one. I didn't even know there was a first one.
I will say the original Conjuring is one of my favorite scary movies.
Okay.
Conjuring's really good.
The original one is really good.
The original's good. I think, personally, the second one's better.
Is that the one in London?
Yeah.
I like the original one more.
Yeah, the original one's good. But
What's your favorite horror movie?
I don't know.
Gotta choose.
I know.
You want to think about it for a second?
Yeah.
Did you ever
Okay.
see the
Come
You
back
ever
to
see
me.
The Brood?
The Brood? No.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that one.
Dude,
was
that was.
awful.
I remember my dad just playing it for us, and like
He played us a lot of scary
we
movies
watched a
when we
lot
were
of
way
stuff
too
we
young.
shouldn't have watched when we were young because it was more so like he just wanted to watch it and he really couldn't care less who was there. He figured like if we hated it and we're scared, we'd leave.
Right.
But we wanted on TV.
But you were terrified and probably like frozen in fear by women in the bathtub.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
The Brood was about these. They
Dude,
weren't even human.
This lady somehow was creating this brood of like these little beings that wore these scary little 90s like windbreaker jumpsuits and would run around and
That's
murder
just
people.
when they were outside.
Yeah, but it's in my head. That's all I see is those 90 jumpsuits.
Well, yeah, because they dressed up as the girl, the little girl. So basically, you don't remember.
God damn, dude. Damn.
No, but like, listen, you'll probably remember. So the guy had a daughter, that little girl. So when they went, they didn't know she was up there. She just knew that the lady was up there, his new wife or whatever. She was giving birth like every day to these beings, and they would go out and murder people and then go back into the attic or whatever.
Oh yeah, and it was based off her emotions. So if she got angry at someone, they would just run out. Yeah,
they'd be like, my mom's mad at you, basically, you know, and then go kill him. It was, and it's a really old movie. It's like in the 80s, I think it came out.
It was actually really crazy because there's a scene where she has this like she's sitting in the middle of the room and she has this like cloak on, and he was trying to so the boyfriend, the husband, the father was trying to end everything,
the Holy Spirit.
And then so he
I was gonna say he went through hell of fucking words there,
and he went into the room because he's trying to get on her side, and he knows that if she's happy with him and feels safe with him, the little beans won't like fuck him up.
Oh, so he's fully aware of like what's happening.
Yeah, at this point he's pretty much fully aware of what's happening, and he was like, I want to be a part of this. I want to be there for you because he's trying to
him.
He's trying
Toxic,
to like he's
man,
trying to
no.
That's
no,
supportive.
he's trying, bro.
That's supportive of him. I appreciate that.
He's trying to get in there and murder her. He's trying to like convince her that everything's okay, and like so he's
like gaslighting her.
Yeah, he's
never
gaslighting
mind.
her
I
so
take it
that
back.
she like feels comfortable, so he can get close enough to kill her. And she was like, "Do you really want to be part of this?" And she was like, "I don't think you're ready," or something like that. And he was like, "Yes, I am." And then she opens up her robe, and you can see that the birth of the kids is like these things coming out of her, like it's like all of her organs are outside of her,
Ew.
and it's like growing like the sack with the little bean. It was like as a kid, you're like,
I had to have been younger than 6 to watch that movie.
So what did the boyfriend do when he sees this?
rough.
I don't remember, but I think it murdered her. I don't know.
And that was the only time I watched it. So it burned in my memory.
I've never even heard of this movie.
It was really bizarre.
Here, can I show him a picture of what they look like?
Yeah. Show him.
Just real quick, man.
Okay, cool. Nightmare time. Nightmare fuel for me.
Cool. I'm not gonna think about that later.
See a
Cool.
child, though, in that red snow outfit, like it's like can't. Yeah, The Brood.
I've talked about this like every single podcast now, it seems like, but I watched Hereditary, and I think that's probably my top scary movie right now.
That's a good one. Oh, you just recently watched it?
Yeah, like however long ago I got my.
Ew.
Let me see. Oh yeah, that just like triggers something in me that's like childhood trauma right there.
This is.
It looks like little guys from like the Dark Crystal is what it looks like.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Brood.
Yeah, that's the mom.
No idea.
Here.
Huh.
I wonder if you could find the like flashing scene.
Oh my god.
You probably can.
This is the product. No, I'm just kidding.
Tiffany, scary movie?
Oh, yeah. was supposed to do that.
What's your of all? Okay, go.
So it's like my favorite scary movie, like all time, like one that I could always go back to and watch it would probably be like Freddy versus Jason. I don't know why. It's a comfort scary movie. But Malignant really stood out when I watched it when it came out. I don't know why. It was really interesting to me. Probably that one and how it was shot. I don't know why, but the shots of the
Didn't you tell me to watch that?
I did, yeah.
Which one's that about again?
It's about the lady who she's having like premonitions of people's death.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Really good. Have you ever seen it?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying too much
right.
because
yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I could see the line of it not being the best movie, but I don't know. It was just, and I watched it by myself for the first time. So I was just kind of like along for the ride. And usually I'm like always guessing, trying to guess the next thing, whatever. But I just kind of like sat back and enjoyed it.
I have to do the same thing.
And was kind of like, oh, whoa, okay. And then it like goes a little crazy. And I think like the crazy parts is where sometimes it'd be like, that's not scary. And it's like, it's not supposed to be scary. It's supposed to be fucking weird, you know? And there were a lot of weird parts in that movie that was just like, I mean, like, I don't want to say too much, but when it was like backwards, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. I was like, this is kind of weird. Like, what are they doing? But it worked. It worked. I don't know. For me, it worked. I thought that was good. Also, Insidious. I don't know why. Insidious is always really good to me. Every time I watch it, it hits the same exact way.
I'm not the biggest fan of Insidious.
Really?
Yeah.
All of them, they all kind of like pair, and like the web of the series is like it's so they wrote it so well, I think. For like the next one and the next one, and then they kept going, and I haven't seen the older ones. Oh my god, what am I doing? I know what my favorite movie is.
As we've been talking, I realized that my favorite scary movie is not the one I even said. It's not Hereditary, it's something else, but go. So
Paranormal Activity.
Oh,
the first
is. Yeah,
one.
yeah.
The original.
First one.
Okay.
Original favorite movie. I don't know why I skipped over that. That is that is it. Wow. All right, guys. Thank you for.
There's something about Paranormal Activity that it's not the jump scares that gets me. It's the uneasy tension that like chills me to the bone. Like I can't handle it. I hate that movie.
They do so well. That movie is fucking phenomenal in my opinion for what they had. I mean, like I watched the making of it and stuff like that. It's like you got these two people who are basically doing like a docuseries kind of thing, but it's like you wouldn't even know. Like it feels so real. There was never a moment where I was like, this feels stupid.
It was a really good found
fake.
Footage type of movie.
It's really good. Yeah.
So you want to amend yours then too?
Yeah. What do you?
Yeah, but I feel like you haven't answered yours, so I want to give you a chance to answer though.
That's okay. You've already started. So
I'm just gonna say it really quickly. I don't need to give a whole thing. It's Barbarian.
Oh yeah.
You
said that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I keep forgetting about that movie.
No.
But
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If I was to make a movie, it would be that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now what's what? I see. The thing is, I'm not a big. My favorite scary movie. I think does Scream count as a scary movie?
Yeah.
Does it? Because it's not really scary. It's more of like a slasher film.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's in the same
there's jump scares.
wheelhouse.
There's some. If I want to go like straight, see, because I like the different movies. Like Scream had like this campy comedy vibe to it.
It was originally supposed to be a spoof, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then they're like, nah, like this, we're gonna really go for it. But like I saw an interview with somebody. Jenna Ortega was on Hot Ones.
Okay.
And he kind of like the host was saying something along the lines of this: each Scream movie has different homages to different different films or different like subgenres within the horror overall genre. And then I've never watched enough to analyze that. Do you think that's true?
I mean, I think they're kind of all along the same vein. I don't know if it hops around that much, but there is like a campiness to it and homages to other slasher horror films, which kind of gives it a little bit more depth, I think, which is why I like it. So I really enjoy that. And I think the other one that kind of comes to mind is Cabin in the Woods. I really like that one too.
That one's good too.
Just because it's such like a different type of movie. Which is really fun.
It's it's not even a funny story. It's probably really stupid, but with that movie, I was intrigued enough and I kept seeing weird clips from the movie and I was really confused by it. And I just didn't I don't know if I really couldn't tell you if I was too scared to watch it or if I just was too lazy. But I like just went to a plot and I read everything that happens in the movie just because I wanted to know what happened in it. And so
that's a wild thing to do.
Yeah.
You like read the Cliff's Notes of the movie.
I went to like Wikipedia, and then when you click down the plot, it'll just tell you everything that happens in the movie.
And how was that? What kind of were you like? Oh, whoa! Like you like read something?
I thought it was dumb.
Yeah, of course you did.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what? They're betting on it. They're under it.
But you have to watch it.
I understand. Like I understand.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's what makes that movie so good. Is that like that subversiveness of it of how it turns the whole genre on its head. Like, oh, there aren't scary movies. It's just this entire thing where it's like a corporation that runs it to produce it. And you saw the like how it ends and everything.
I don't remember.
Oh, dude,
I
go
just
watch
read
the
it,
movie.
So I probably will now. I will say that maybe I'm being. I don't think I'm being shamed into it, but I also don't feel good that I admitted that, and I don't like how I'm being. I'm just kidding. I am gonna watch the Tiffany. Are you okay?
I didn't know that this chair moved like that.
Oh.
Go on.
No, that's it.
Do you feel like you're being shamed into it, and not just somebody saying, "Hey, I think you should actually watch it instead of read it online"?
No, no. It was also like I feel like I never thought of it as deeply as you just said it, so it makes me more want to watch it, just because it does make sense that they it just makes sense that like corporation run like this machine of just like throw this monster at it, throw this monster at it, rather than trying to actually be creative.
But then you don't know why they're doing it.
Yeah.
See, that's another twist. So there's depth to
room.
it.
There's some room,
which I think you'll enjoy.
All right, I'll watch it. I promise, I'll watch. So anyways, so you were saying that you worked in the restaurant industry. I was wondering, I saw this thing where it said that to create a better society, we'd have to like force everyone to work in like the service industry or the restaurant industry for like a year of their life.
Didn't I say that? I've said that.
Like I've heard it on like social media, other people. Like I feel like I've heard that people like maybe not different timelines are different. Like so not just a year. Everyone needs to work in that at some point. Customer service or whatever.
100% agree with that.
Yeah.
100% agree. Because then you get to see how shitty people are.
Yeah.
Like very bad. Like I have a really pessimistic outlook on people, and that's because
Really?
Oh yeah, I know. I don't seem like it, huh?
No,
I know. Well, I have a very sunny disposition.
Smiling.
I know. Well, because I want
singing and stuff.
That's it, right? And that's the singing my little songs. But no, that's the if you want to get deeper into it, that's because I need everybody to like me when I walk into a room, because I feel like everybody hates me when I walk into a room, and so I need them all. I need them all to like me, or else I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
That's neither here nor there. The point is, my outlook on people, because I've dealt with people at their worst, and I know you can't judge everybody on their worst day or by the worst action they've done, but you'd see how people treat others, just the overall selfishness that people have. Which is too bad. Yeah, entitlement, selfishness. I think if people just took that one extra second to think about another person, I think the world would be a way better place.
Yeah.
Me included. I'm not saying I'm void of this, right? But I just mean we've all become so self-involved with our own lives, and we have to, because that's the way our country's run and how we have to survive here. But I think if there was just that little bit more of self-awareness just on all fronts, I think a little empathy, a little self-awareness, it would make everything so much better. And I think restaurant work is a way to get a high dose of that in a short amount of time, to make you really kind of take that step back and go, oh, is this what I do to people sometimes?
No, exactly. Yeah, because they just can't relate it to anything, or they don't have that point of reference for like why they should treat people better, because they think, a lot of people think, I don't know, less of people or something. Tiffany, we could cut this. Do you want to go into that story at all?
Which one?
The one with the review.
Oh, yeah. I can go into it. I won't. I'm sure I've said where I work in past ones, but I'm not going to say
We haven't talked about it.
Okay, good. So I had...
Should we pause for that to stop? Is that going to pick up?
It shouldn't. If it does, it's very slight. This only picks up what's right
Just
here.
want to make sure after she goes into her deep story, there's like a over the top of her. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to... Sorry, that was my producer kicking in of my brain going, hold on, room noise.
It's already done.
Yeah, okay.
All right. Stop using your house. We're recording. No, so I had a.
You're good. It's okay.
No, I know. I'm trying to like.
It's the end of a shift.
Thank you. Yeah, it was the end of the shift.
Okay.
It was a Sunday night. Monday night. It was Labor Day. 20 minutes to close. I get a table. It's the last table to be sat. He comes in. He gets a burger, and I'm like, okay. So I go and put his burger in, and then I go back.
How many minutes was it before like last call for food though?
Yeah. So about 20 minutes. So like he came in. Actually, I got timestamp.
It's a whole thing.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, and like as the night happened, I knew I felt it. I was like, there's going to be a review. And I was like, I got to tell myself. So that's what I did, and I told him myself. And okay, so you were sat at 8:39. Yeah. His order was in at 8:46.
Okay.
So we closed at 9 o'clock.
Kitchen closes at 9 o'clock?
Kitchen
Up
closes.
until 9? Okay.
Last order, 9 o'clock.
Okay.
He's allowed to go in.
Okay.
Sometimes, if we're feeling nice, 9:03, 9:05.
Sure.
Anyways, so he comes in, he gets a burger. The burger patty he got itself was, you don't order for your preference. It comes as is. And it's boar, so it has to be cooked anyways. Takes a minute. And the kitchen staff are half cleaning up, half finishing up the food. And, our burgers take about 12 to 15 minutes, or I think she said 14 to 17 minutes. And it took 16 minutes for this man to get his burger, right? And so I walk it back to him, and I'm already making eye contact as I was waiting for the food to bring it out. And he goes, I ordered this to be nice, to help you get out of here faster so I could eat and stuff. But I was like, no, man, the burger usually takes a bit, the more, and he's like, well, I thought it would be the fastest thing on the menu. And I'm like, no, man, it's all right. Don't worry. Enjoy. Take your time, whatever. Hospitality. And then
you have to tell him don't worry, we're here until you're done.
Yeah, I'm cleaning,
it's all good.
I got stuff going.
Even though you want to go so bad. Oh man, lying to his teeth.
We close, for sure. Yep. Anyway, so
but you said the right things.
Yeah,
so you got to say.
I did what I had to do. I said what I had to do. And since he ended up being the last person in there, as I was waiting for his burger, I looked back because I felt daggers, and he's staring, and I'm like, it's almost out, sir. Even a check-in from across the room. You heard me. All right, cool. I'm fucking standing in front of this window. I'm waiting for the food to come out. You see me doing my fucking, where's this burger? Where's this burger? Okay, I'm doing what I had to. Everything lines up on my end. Whatever. So it gets to the time for him to pay, and he ended up he told me how much he wanted back, and then I was just like, wait, what? How much did you want back? And he goes, $5. And I said, okay. So I give him a $5. And he's you would get more as a tip, but because my food took so long, I don't think you deserve it. And I was just actually, and it was the first time where I spoke.
You clap back?
Yeah. I checked him pretty quick.
Yeah.
And, it happens sometimes. But I think even with me checking him, I was still I checked him in a very professional way, and I wasn't rude. I didn't say anything out of line as much as he did. And at the end of the day, it was you talk to me as a person, you talk to me as a person away from my job. So therefore, I can talk back to you as a human and be actually, no, that had nothing to do with me. And if you're going to put that blame on me for not getting more money from you, don't even worry about it. I was thank you for the money. I'm very grateful for my tip. Thank you. But you didn't even have to do that if it's a problem. And he was just I used to work in a restaurant. And I was just man, who's the fucking? No, you don't. No, you did not.
No,
because
liar.
you wouldn't come in right before close. And he said, when people come in right before close, the food gets out faster. Oh, so you want uncooked food, sir?
That's not how science works, sir.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's also shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
No one cares.
No one cares.
I don't care. You're telling me how you could have gave me more money if the cooks were faster? Fuck you. No, that makes no sense. don't compute. Like, I don't know what you're saying. Because I did everything I could do as a server. I'm your server. Your food got there. Your beer got there. I fucking paid you out. We're done. Don't write it on the fucking receipt then. Sorry. And then I knew he'd make a review. And so the next time I worked, I went in and I was like, hey, I talked to my manager, and I was like, so I had this customer. I may have replied in a way that wasn't the nicest. And then when I told her what I said, she was like, oh, you're good. You're 100% okay. And so he made a review, and I'm just going to quote one line from it.
Please. Oh, please. A little excerpt. I love this.
First of all, he lied multiple times in this.
Of course.
And he did it multiple days after the thing happened. And he said that he got there at 8:10. They close at 9. I ordered a beer, blah, 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 whatever. And he's saying that he didn't get his burger and fries till 9:05. And then they time-stamped him, and we were like, nope, you were sat at 8. So they went through the cameras, saw him walk in, saw me greet him, they heard me reply to him, they heard what he said to me. Sorry, dude. But the best thing was, okay. She then berated me on how the tip was okay, it's fine, and told me that I was being rude, adjusting her tip due to slow service. I about asked for my tip back, $8 tip for a burger and fries, 1 beer, and I never had to hear how bad of a person I was for it. Which, sure, I berated you? No, I checked you, grown man. Sorry that you had to feel like your opinion mattered so much to why I didn't get more money from you. The fuck? What? I'm saying, I don't know. I'm getting to the end of customer service line, I think. Yeah.
It's
rough out here.
It's tough sometimes. Have you ever, and this is to you too, Johnny, have you ever left a bad review?
Yeah.
Somewhere? Have you really?
Yeah.
Johnny?
Oh, really?
Hold on. Can I share just a story real quick?
Oh, I didn't know this was such a thing.
I don't mean to intrude. I know I just talked for hella long, but real quick, me and my friend Sella were listening or just hanging out, and Johnny came into my room. You know what I'm talking about? Well, I've called multiple times. I'm saying you don't have to be rude. I understand. It was just like so quick, and it was
I was trying to order us food.
Burger.
Yeah, I was trying to order us food from the 24-hour diner down the street. I called maybe 12 times before she finally answered. And she was hella mean to me on the phone. And I was like, no, you tweak bitch. This is not how it's going down right now. And I popped off. And I've never popped off on something because I always have too much respect for people. I understand it's not their problem. I understand that it's a complex issue. But she was just mean because she was mad. It was just a bad day. I was having a rough day. I was super hungry. And I just wanted to order this. And then she was like hella rude to me. I mean, the whole thing. I don't want that one doesn't really matter, but yeah.
No, I know.
I got there, and then she was the most apologetic person I've ever met, and I was like,
Johnny,
it's all...
I heard you on the phone, man. She was terrified. She probably was terrified, dude. I was terrified. First of all, I looked at Sal. I was like, I've never heard him talk to anybody like that. Anybody. And it was just so funny that you got off the phone. You're fucking tweak burger.
But did you leave a review?
No.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
That's just a separate thing.
I stole it. Go on, man.
I'll leave a review. I've left a couple reviews, and I have to be so angry to do it because it feels petty to me. It feels so dumb. I was trying to get a smog on my car, and I went to a shop that was still open for like an hour and a half. And then the tech came out, and I pulled up, and I was like, "Hey, how much is the smog? You guys, have time?" And then he was like, "Oh, my machine's actually, sorry, we have too many cars." And I was like, "So is your machine broken, or are there too many cars and you're booked up?" I was like, "Which one is it?" And then he was like, "I just don't have the time." And then I was so mad because I needed that smog, and they were open, and he had like one car in the thing. There was no other cars in the parking lot. He just didn't want to do his job. And I left a review, and it got like 2,000 views.
Damn.
And I was like, it sucks to suck. I was heated too, and I was like, I can actually pull it up real quick.
See, because for me, like, Thinking about doing that, and if that person got fired for my review, I would feel. I ain't trying to ruin people's livelihoods, you know? I'm not out here trying to like ruin people's lives. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Is because what if he was having a bad day, dude? What if he didn't want to work because he just broke up with his wife, or like who knows, his brother passed away. Like, you never know why someone's acting that way. And for me to make such an impact on someone else's life, I don't, who am I to do that, right?
Yeah.
Like, unless someone stole something from, you know what I mean? And that's a different thing where if I feel like if I don't leave a review, other people are going to be hurt or taken advantage of or something like that. Anything short of that, I just let it go, because it's not, to me, I feel like it's not my place. You know what I mean?
I agree fully. It's been like 2 times where like it got I was so mad, and like I'm sure I'm leaving stuff out of my interaction with this guy, but I left there being like so irritated, or I don't know. It's like it definitely came from somewhere more than just that situation. It had to have been faster.
I think you would have been all right.
If you would just stuck to the lie that his machine was broken, I'd be like, sick.
All right,
but he also realized that a car is hooked up to the machine and working. So like,
Yeah.
And then the other one was Chipotle. Because like
a Chipotle review,
yeah,
that's like the people who go to McDonald's and are like, the service and food was bad. It's like, yeah, you went to McDonald's.
Well, I was angry because I got like a burrito bowl, and I like spent, because I got guac and it was like $14 and change, and I was so mad that it was like half the normal. It was like the smallest portions I've ever seen. And I think I was having a really bad day. Like it really was me. Like it really was coming from somewhere else. But I was so angry because it's like, I think at the time I was like really broke too. And it was like a little bit of a splurge. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna have this and I'm gonna be so full. It's good.
Not on you.
And then they gave me like the smallest portions. And I remember asking like, oh no, can I get some more rice? And they just didn't want to give me anything. And it was like, I remember being super mad. But I take it very seriously. The Chipotle portion sizes.
Dude, no.
Give me a
hill you will die on.
Yeah.
No, it's because they don't do the same
It's inconsistent.
portion.
Yeah.
It's always each person's hand. Whoever is scooping it, it's not like a ladle that's measured and this is how much you put in. No, they do a scoop, and you see some people go like this. You see some people go like this. One little tiny scoop. I get mad the same way, because if I'm going there and I'm spending $12 on a protein bowl or whatever, it's like my portion's half of this. Then what the fuck am I paying for? You're not paying me on weight. Is this froyo? Like,
Yeah.
No, you're paying me the same amount. I should get the same amount fucking food. I'm saying, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could do that, to be honest. I'm such a people pleaser. If I'm at a restaurant and they bring me
if
they bring me the wrong food, I will eat it.
Well,
I will eat
I'm
it.
getting better at it.
You know what though? Honestly, real estate is teaching me how to.
People pleaser or like go with the flow?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
So, that's
because I want people to like me.
Yeah.
And if someone says something against me, I'm like, oh, no, don't worry about it. That comes from a divorced family, though.
Same.
Yeah.
It is very
100%.
much like I just want to keep the peace because I'm trying to keep my life.
Confrontation's what drives us.
Oof, yeah.
Anything to avoid it.
Anything.
But now it's like I feel like it's changing a little bit. I'm like, especially with the customer the other day. Like I try really hard not to respond back in that way, but that guy called me on a bad day and also said the wrong thing. You don't tell me what I deserve at my job.
Well,
like,
and I think it comes from finding more self-worth too.
Oh, for sure.
Which is important.
And that's exactly the strain, like the path that leads you there. It's like, I'm not gonna have someone talk to me like this. And then you stick up for yourself and you say, what the fuck, what's up? But yeah, 100% self-worth is
self-worth is like the basis of all like mental illness and anxiety and everything like that. Like self-worth is like really just the absolute center of that layered onion, right?
Well,
and we've talked about it on the podcast
pleasing.
a lot. Yeah. Well, people pleasing is the biggest thing. And I watched this TikTok the other day, and this guy was talking about how he's like a textbook people pleaser, and he says he could like it stemmed from originally just being a kid in a position where you're doing everything just because you want to make your parents happy. And it's not necessarily the position you should be in. You shouldn't be thinking if your parents are happy or not, and you shouldn't be going out of your way to do things to make them happy. You should be a kid growing up and learning other things. And so now all you know how to do is for the people you love is to do things for them, and you have to like unlearn that and realize that you're worth something. You're valid. You can put people out just because of like what you want. And that's a really hard. It's a really hard thing to learn. It's really, really hard because it's like I talked to Marissa a lot about it. About like just like I have these tendencies to like people pleaser until like I boil up and I'm like I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this. And then just the biggest thing is just vocalizing it. It's like actually I don't think I want to do this or something.
The same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes it doesn't even matter. I mean, in the way where it's like. If you vocalized it, there'd be no repercussion. Like nothing bad coming your way for stating how you feel or what you want.
And if bad things come, that person shouldn't be in your life.
It's
honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I don't believe that. I know you're right, but I'm like, no, it's not. No, something horrible will happen if I tell people how I really feel.
Though, that's also the fear of rejection.
Yes,
what I mean?
It is. Like, and that's another big one too.
Hearing the word no hurts, and it kind of like traumatizes you for a second, But it's like. Think of all the times you say no.
I don't.
Ever? That's what I was about to say. And how it's like you're pushing yourself through these situations where it's like you're not checking in with yourself. It's not what you want to do, and therefore you're feeling like when you do something for somebody else, it's written down in a way. You're like, I did this for you. I did this for you. I did this for you. When you do something for yourself, it's like a fucking job. It's a chore, and so it's easier to do something for someone else because you can see the instant benefit.
Yeah.
But for yourself, you can't see that right away. So it's like, the full attention on yourself anyways makes me uncomfortable. I don't know about you guys. I don't like to do like self-care in that way. It's really difficult, and people are like, "What do you like to do? What helps you?" No.
So let me ask you this: do you not like your birthday then?
I hate my birthday.
Me too, because it's something so personal for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but then people always ask like, "Oh, but you performed on stage." I'm like, that is such a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was performing, right?
I don't want to be celebrated.
You want the spot?
I want to celebrate with people.
Yes.
I don't want the center of attention. I can't do it.
Well, it's not necessarily that. It's like it's you want the center of attention, but for the specific things, there's a reason why we try to be the funniest person in the room.
Well, okay, man.
So it really depends. Like it's different things, and I don't actually really know what the differences are. I know that So as of recently, I haven't wanted to celebrate my birthday. I mean, there's obviously different reasons
that comes with it. It's validating being the funniest person because people want to be around you.
It's being liked, and then you don't want to be celebrated. You want to be liked, not celebrated. Okay, I got you.
As a person,
yeah.
If you're talking about my birthday's coming up, and being excited for it or something, it's like it's different. At least,
That makes sense.
But even people that I know that love their birthday, like my boyfriend, he loves his birthday. Jack loves his birthday. And at first I was like, ooh. But he's a Leo. So it makes a little sense.
Yeah, there you go.
There we are. But no, and it just makes sense. He's like, I'm going to do what I want and have a fucking great time. And I'm like, damn, that sounds so fun.
Doesn't it? I wish.
I wish I could do that. Nice. And it's just like, man, he just really enjoys it. And he's just so genuine about loving it. It's not just like it's all about me, but he really is. He's like, yeah, it's all about me. It's my day. And he takes it. And I'm like, good for fucking you. Good. I'm so jealous. I wish I could be in that way.
We've talked about this before where Marissa, my girlfriend, and then your boyfriend, Jack, they both have this similar characteristic. They are not a people pleaser. They're very good at what
setting boundaries.
Setting boundaries, what they require.
Yep.
And so if there was ever people for them to date, it'd be us to teach us how to be a better person. And to learn 100%. Boundaries are okay. And it's like they set boundaries. They're so comfortable with their boundaries that when their significant other sets boundaries, they're like, cool, good to know, Yep. Not like we grew up, not because you said rejection earlier, right? Mm-hmm. And it's not just rejection of setting your boundary, but it's also we come from a place where maybe are very explosive people.
We were made to feel bad.
Well, feel bad, but also it could end up in a fight, getting yelled at. And so it always ended up whether that be from our father or exes, things like that.
Yep.
And so it was it's not even worth it. It's okay. You want to do that? Okay, cool. We're doing that. It's not worth the fight, getting scared and all these things. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean honestly. Even with friendships, we talked about this in the last one, romantic or platonic relationships, you're gonna weigh each other out in certain aspects, so it's always nice to especially in your guys' relationship, things that you lack, she excels. Mm-hmm. And she's gonna help you. Things that you excel in, you're gonna help her, and then there's you know,
the balance,
balance of it. And it's like, especially with people who aren't confident, you'll find them going to someone who's center of attention always, because they want some of that like confidence, you know. You kind of like, you want that almost like you're desiring to be that person, right? Isn't that, there's some philosophy thing about that. It's like the people you date is someone who you'd really want to be. Does that make sense? Or like personality, any type of like
well, it's what you're attracted to, because you're looking like if you're in a perpetual cycle of comparison, like comparing yourself to others, then you're gonna surround yourself with people hopefully that you want to emulate, and then it makes sense that you would date that person.
But I don't know, I feel like that's like the best benefit of dating people you know, who aren't completely the same or alike or already at that level. You know, you do need somebody on the level that at least no one's behind. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because like, to put it in reference of me and Jack, it's like, yes, he's way better at putting boundaries and knowing what he wants and saying it and vocalizing it to me. But also his feelings, though, he's not that great at expressing the feelings up until we started dating. And then I was like, we had more talks, and him being able to be like to open up and like actually share how he was feeling. It was just like, he was like, oh, this is okay. Like, you know, he's like, at first he would, like the first conversation we had, he was like, all right, that was a lot of talking. Can we stop now? And then now it's like, we can talk for a lot longer without it draining him completely, you know?
Yeah. What would you say you look for when you're dating someone? Like, are these like characteristics?
Someone who forces that stuff out of me too. Like, have me talk about myself a lot more, because I put up the like, everything's fine. Oh, everything's good. This is me 99% of the time. It's just like, it's all good. When of course there are other things going on. So someone who helps me with that, someone who will push me to do things. Yeah. Because I'm such a
challenger. You need someone to challenge
I do.
That's where I'm at too.
I'm such an introverted homebody person. Yep. Like, I could just stay home all weekend and just watch TV from bed.
That actually really surprises me, man. I would have figured you're like out there living it up.
No, I'm really not. I mean, I can. I mean, I know that people throw around the introvert and extrovert, and et cetera, et cetera. But I truly am like a very extroverted introvert person. My cup fills up when I'm alone by myself, or just with like one other person that I'm really close with, and we're just relaxing, chilling. Going out and doing things, it just, especially socially, can really drain me.
My mask is breaking.
I was gonna say, do you think
masking is really?
Do you think it's a mask at this point? Like, you've gotten so good at like, you know, this what you need to do. So you're like, it's like almost like an act. So like when you're out, like you feel that your cup goes.
Oh, it's a performance. Again, I'm a performer. Exactly. It's a performance. Exactly. And while it's not like a straight up, like when we went to the movies that one time, I wasn't just like lying that I was having a bad time, right? It's not to that point.
No, I get it.
But if it's like a big, like the one that I can think of is, we have a lot of real estate conventions that we go to, and there's hundreds of people, and you have to just be on all the time. And oh man, I get done with the first day, I'm done. Yeah. And there are those people who go, we're gonna party for like the rest of the evening and be out until 2:00 in the morning. I'm done.
Yeah, I
know which
that's what I mean. Like, oh my God. And so I always get my own room. A lot of people share rooms. A lot of people have like big suites. I get my own room with one bed in it, because I know I need to go back to my space for X amount of time to like recharge my battery, or I'm just going to crash. I'm going to mentally completely crash.
100%. Well, there's like that moment, right, where I remember like last night, I was filming an event last night in Martinez, and I was being very extroverted. I've gotten really good at like banter with people and trying to talk to people and like mingle or whatever. And I was talking to people, and then somebody said something and I laughed, and when I stopped laughing, I was like, I want to go home.
You hit the depletion level. Like,
I was like, I'm depleted. Whatever inside like chemicals are good. I was like, they're gone. I was like, I cannot make a joke now. I'm ready to go.
You would not like food industry work then, dude, because you're laughing all night at people's stupid ass jokes.
Oh my God.
I tried to get into it because I worked at a coffee shop for a while, and it was one of my favorite jobs. I loved it. I loved coffee. I loved the people I was with, and the customers for the most part were good. There were some very challenging customers at times, but then I left there to go to a restaurant, and they weren't moving me. They put me in like the to go, and I was hosting to go orders.
Okay.
And then they were trying to speed track me to be a server. I was supposed to be next up, and they hired like 2 servers. And I was like, I'm fucking leaving. I hate this job so much.
Oh, damn.
And then so I was leaving to go where Tiffany was working at the time. And then I like put my 2 weeks into this job. I was going to start at this one. And then right before it was like March like 10th, 2020.
Yep.
And I never went into that. And I think that's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I went back into construction during COVID for a little while, saved up enough money. And that's when I got to the point where I saved up like 6 months of rent, all my bills paid, enough to pay for food and gas and stuff. And I had this little nest egg, and I was like, I'm not doing anything until I make money with a camera. And I left it all. And then I think it was, I don't know, within 2 weeks, I had a job on a Netflix film where I was a PA. I did that, and I came out of that. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then I got a job.
Can you say what film?
Yeah, it was. It's out now. It's California Christmas 2.
One.
Yeah, it's like a Netflix. It's like
don't laugh at his.
I'm just so funny that I don't even have to say anything.
It was the second one, but it was like Netflix is tapping into like the Hallmark-esque Christmas movies, because there's a lot of money in that.
There's a ton of money in that.
So I was
too much.
Yeah. So it was the second one to that. I did the PA for that. Probably one of the hardest jobs I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
It was insane, like 16-hour days. And I had one of my weeks was a 6-day week, and I was working local. And if you don't know what working local means, it means that I'm not getting put up in a room. So I drive home, and it was in Petaluma.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So I was driving like an hour and 15 to hour and 30 each way, plus working 16 hours. I was like, I'm going to sleep in my fucking car.
What car did you have at that time?
I had the S10. My little flatbed S10, and I'm a PA, so I'm driving all over Petaluma. If anyone wants coffee, I had to go get the star. She had the star of the show.
6 coffees.
Yeah, and then I had to I had to get like baby Tylenol. I had to drive all the time just because the baby was that I don't even want to get into that. That was a whole thing because I got the wrong shit, and they were upset. But that was one of the hardest jobs I've ever had. It kind of blew my mind how hard it was. But then after that, so that was a couple weeks into like going to my 6 months to find this job, and then I think I finished that job, and then 2 or 3 weeks after, I got this job with Envision. I've been very fortunate to.
You didn't want to go back into movie making stuff, that kind of side of things?
No, I do. It was too spotty. So if you're able to, that's why a lot of people do it when they're younger, because they don't need the money as much. If you're able to wait it out, and you just like, I did that, and I had a certain amount of connections. People liked me a lot. I had a lot of people, because they traveled from LA, that said, if you move to LA, I'll have you working full time. Because it's like you got to give the gab, people like you. I was the whole camera department liked me so much that I was helping them break down camera equipment and stuff. And they said like, no, that's unheard of. Nobody touches camera stuff except camera department, because you're liable. And then so I was help passing lenses, breaking down all kinds of stuff with them. But I was the guy that was like, I was reading a David Goggins book at the time. So I was like, my mental thing was like, no one's going to see me sitting down. No one's going to see me not moving unless I'm like as a PA, you have to stand somewhere and be like, no one can walk through, or you're like, you have to see you're on the walkie, and you have to scream to everybody to shut the fuck up while they're rolling. And so the only time I got caught sitting down was one time, and that's because the person that was the head of PAs was like, all right, everybody, let's sit down real quick. Let's have a run through this is what we're going to go do the next couple of hours. Let's break down a plan, who's going to grab what, but we're sitting down. And then the assistant director came up and yelled at us for sitting down.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah, it was really fucking weird. But other than that, no one caught me sitting down.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
And it was like excruciating foot pain from like standing places, but I was like, I'm fucking do it. No one's going to catch me. And then yeah, I actually it was so spotty at first because you have to like build up connections, and it's like a snowball effect. It's like, trickle in here and there of jobs. And then as your name gets around, more and more work to the point where you're very busy. And then I got the job with Envision because it was too spotty. And then as I got the job with Envision, I had to pass off all the jobs that were getting called to me. So that never happened. Maybe for the better. I think the trajectory of my life is going where it's supposed to be going. But it was rough. And then yeah, and now I make money with the camera. I don't even know how I got to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did that start?
Dude.
I don't even know what I was doing.
You're just talking about your journey, man.
Anyways, yeah,
How did that start?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. So what's next on your journey? I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I really, because you said earlier, sorry, I am sorry. I'm not trying to call you out. You said you're thinking about coming to the end of the customer service thing, and I thought that maybe you're
thinking about masking.
Wait, why is that calling you out? That's a good question.
It is a good question.
No, I just don't want to like put you on the spot for like, what are you doing next? Like, but it's really
But you can say I don't know. That's the thing. Like I don't know is a completely okay answer.
Okay, he put me on the spot 2 weeks ago, and then last time we did a podcast, he was like, "Hey, I'm sorry that I called you."
No, because there was a thing on this podcast. If you listen to early episodes, like I would like jab Tiffany. I would do jabs at her, like what you got planned for this one? And when I know she
knows I have nothing planned.
Yeah, it was like these little things. So like we've had conversations about it, and I've gotten better about like these like comments or whatever. But I wanted to preface it that I wasn't something like that. It was because in my head when you said that, I was like, oh, I wonder if she actually has. I'm gonna bring this up later because she might have something planned.
Yeah. And this is a perfect time to tell everybody that I have no plan yet.
Hell yeah.
But I will
so I'm fucking talking about.
Be looking into stuff soon. I mean, to even just like glorify the last interaction, the bad interaction with customer service, you know what I mean? It's just like I'm getting to the point where I can't do it. And even like the hours, it's like I don't want to work at a restaurant anymore. I need to figure out what exactly I want to do, but I don't know. Because like some things that I want to do, maybe I'll have to go to school for it. So it would benefit me to keep the job as a bartender while I did that. But then I'm like, do I just try to write stuff and sell my writing? Try to write a book?
Tiffany's a great writer, actually.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I have a lot to learn. But if that's something I'd want to go towards, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. We talked about children's book, me and Johnny.
We both have a plan.
Own children's book that we want to write.
I wrote down notes on my phone the other day. I was driving, and it hit me like I got an idea of what I want the illustrations to look like, and it hit me. So now I have
we'll tell you after. So
we'll tell you after. We don't want to.
All right.
I told Brooks about the idea, and he like looked at me. He was like, "I'm investing. Well, let's figure it out. Like, let's do it." He said, "I'm investing." He's like, "I want to help you get that going because it's like." There's something about it. There's something about it that I think will hit.
I got someone who could do the illustrations for you. Dude.
You do actually, yeah. I have it in my head of what I want the illustrations to look like too.
No shit, that's cool. Look at that, guys. Networking.
So, look at that. You know, I think it was just like I don't really care if like I make any money off it. I just think it'd be super cool to have a published book that I wrote.
So too. Yeah.
You should, and it's easy to do it nowadays too. Like you can easily self-publish. So so you could do so much with it.
Same thing with music. I mean, TikTok kind of changed the game. But
it did.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, probably something more on the creative side. So like something in this industry or just in something creative.
Or if you viewers blow this freaking podcast up, let's make our money here, boy.
Let's go. Help us make money.
So it was funny. I sent Matt the reel of us like this is our 30-year anniversary, and it was like of this podcast. We got 30 episodes
30?
out. Is it
year old?
3-year anniversary, 30 episodes out.
Oh. You said 30-year-old podcast.
Yeah, that's my bad.
3-year-old.
So I sent it to him. I was like, because he has a
Neither
podcast.
Of us are 30.
he has a podcast called New Crits on the Block, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, new Crits on the Block could never. And then he was like, I don't remember what your response was, but he has a very successful podcast. And I don't think I ever told you about that. Mm-mm. You can tell her.
I don't know how successful it is. It's consistent.
Okay.
We're in our 4th year now, and we have not missed a week. We post weekly. We have not missed a single week over 4 years, even during the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
We could never.
It's wild.
That's
right?
what 200 and like in 4 years. That's 210 8 episodes.
Right around there. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. It's been a lot. It's been fun.
Do you guys do pre-recordings like couple at a time? Or
we do. We get together and we record 4 at a time. So we have for the month, and we get together once a month and do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tiff and I have been talking about, we've done times where we do 2, where we'll like record one of the guests, and then we'll like, all right, let's stop for a minute and like take a 15-minute break, and then it'll just be me and her, and then we'll like go for it. And then, which reminds me, we were supposed to do 2 today. I forgot to tell you that because I don't know about next week and the one after, but
you did forget to tell me that.
Oh no! Sorry, we're doing 2 next week, 2 next Sunday. My bad. Yeah, my bad.
Oh,
my bad.
Yeah, batching helps a ton.
Yeah,
that's the only way we were able to stay consistent. It's the only way.
It's the best way to go. I think, well, the reason why I was hesitant about batching is because me and Tiffany were still finding our voice. We started the podcast and it was really about talking about feelings and how we really getting deep, into deep thoughts and really just kind of letting the conversation go where it went. But then it became hard just because of if we were ever having a hard week, if I was having a hard week or Tiffany was, it's really hard to tap into those. So it'd be really easy, but let's reschedule. I want to do it. Oh, let's not do it this week. I want to do it. Right. I'm really going through this shit. And then we I had the idea where I was let's come back. Let's keep it very surface level. Let's talk about pop culture news. Let's just talk shit about stuff, make it funny. And the first couple episodes as we come back have been that. And then now we're finding ourselves naturally going into both kind of, but it was harder I found it so hard to batch when you're trying to talk about pop culture and news because you're talking about what's happening right now. Yeah. And then I can't record something right now and then drop it in 2 weeks because it's irrelevant. But now as we're finding our groove back into this midway thing, and we have this idea that we're adding into the podcast. I don't know if it's making it into this one. I hope it does. So it's probably, some people already viewed it if it's happening, but we're going to have this news segment where now our,
Can I
you
open
can say
it?
Yeah.
So Elizabeth, our little sister, or Poobut to the more familiar people, she is going to be on the podcast doing poop culture, a segment for our listeners to keep up to date with what's going on.
So everything, because our sister loves kind of obscure, she follows along obscure creators and stuff like that. So I was that's what spawned the idea of dude, if you just gave a news segment, but of all these obscure things happening within different TikTok creators, stuff like that, because she'll follow religiously the family of Honey Boo Boo and where they're at now because they only post on TikTok and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And so she keeps on that news. I was what if you just give news segments for irrelevant things that are just super obscure, and then now we've it's just segued and she's just gonna give news and then touch everything, whether it's obscure or super headline in the news. But that's a new thing happening on the podcast. And we're gonna do it here. It's gonna be filmed an actual news thing. I think.
Oh, that's exciting! Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
And then that way we could record whatever, and then the relevant thing, I could record weekly with her, and then just add those into the stuff that we've already batched.
Time to get your shit together for poop culture. Hey, just banter enthusiasts, this is Pooh with Poop Culture, a new segment where I fill you in on pointless celebrity drama. Yes, it's shit. And Kylie Jenner and Timothée Chalamet made their first very public appearance at a Beyonce concert. They were seen a couple days later at some tennis match, and they seemed a lot more comfortable with each other. Seriously, get a room. Bunny XO had Jeffree Stars on her podcast, and she posted a little snippet on TikTok of them talking about Trisha Paytas. Apparently, Trisha Paytas canceled last minute and no-showed to Bunny's podcast after she made room to fit her in. Jeffree Stars added in some pointless drama that they had back in the day. Trisha saw the snippet on TikTok and responded with a TikTok video. It's literally Trisha being panicked and scared because all these people are talking trash about her. And she feels bad for canceling, but then she brings up how it felt like a personal attack. Bunny responded with a TikTok video stating that she was just saying how it is, not talking shit, just being real open and honest about the whole situation. Do you guys think that Bunny is stirring the pot or Trisha is just being dramatic?
Perfect. All right, that one's done.
Yeah.
Now we go to Johnny Depp and Jenna Ortega. What? What? What in the fuck, bro?
Oh my god. Did you not know about that?
I haven't heard about this, bro.
Well, that's why this is a thing.
Yeah. All right. Get into it.
Okay. Johnny Depp and Jenna Ortega rumored dating. A gossip Instagram account said that they spot the two on a date. This is an age gap that Leonardo DiCaprio would be proud of. With all that being said, both of them came out and said that they've never even met each other. Johnny Depp even took it as far to say that he has never worked with her, nor will he intend to. I guess this means that we won't ever get to see them work on a Tim Burton film together. Well, that's all the shit that I got for this episode. Join us next time for some more poop culture.
So I don't. Never mind.
We're having a business conversation now. We're just talking about
I know. I
the
was about to
structure of
go
our
into
podcast.
more conversation about it, but no. I do have a question though. And this kind of went away after the conversation ended, but so we were talking about favorite like scary movies and whatever else, but is there a movie that has a lot of hype behind it that you just can't get behind? You can't. You're like, I just can't watch it. It's not good.
Ooh, that's a great question. I'm really trying to think. There have been movies where and maybe this will kind of help jog my memory, but there were movies that I saw for the first time that I was really excited to see that I just wasn't in the mindset for, that I hated, and then eventually went back and loved. And the two then that I can think most off of right now are Nacho Libre. When I saw it for the first time in theater, I was so disappointed. It just didn't connect with me.
Yeah.
And then I saw it again and I love it now. And then Zoolander was the other one too.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, there's 3. Step Brothers.
Oh my God, I thought it would be Step Brothers.
I hated Step Brothers the first time I saw it.
I was about to say Step Brothers. Yep.
Hated it. I saw it in theater. Hated it.
Really?
One of the few times, especially when it first came out, when I thought, when is this movie going to be over? Because I just want to go home.
God.
I
crazy.
Hated it. And I don't know why. And I don't know. And everybody talked about it. And I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I hated this movie. Mm-hmm. And then years later, I went back and watched it and just something clicked. I don't know if I just went in with the wrong mindset or what the case was.
I think it's 100% has to be something in your environment. Just it wasn't clicking right. And
I love it now.
Yeah. That's something like with The Office. It took me like 3 tries to like it. Like over at different periods of my life, I would try it, watch a couple episodes, like this is shit. And then this is still trash. And then one night I watched it and then it just like clicked with my humor. Something was different. And I love The Office now.
It's great. God, I'm trying to think of a movie that I just to this day don't like.
Yeah.
That everybody else does. Mm-hmm. I think
Tiffany's is Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Specifically that one.
Like that movie. Psh, there's no hype around that.
Yeah, 2?
Yeah. Tiffany hates that movie. I just bring it up all the time.
What do you hate so much about it?
All right.
What a visceral reaction.
It's like, where do I start? You
Oh,
know,
okay. Can you give me the short version?
Okay, short version.
Yeah.
First of all, you can tell they're around green screens. They're stupid. Like their acting is just really pushed, really, really pushed. And every other scene was a sentimental part where it was moving. It wasn't moving. You're just filling space, and it's just like nothing mattered. Nothing mattered. The whole movie. You could watch the movie and end the movie, and Marvel would be the same. You don't even have to watch it. It's not even relevant. Nothing matters. And it goes into Peter Quill's dad. From the first one, it could have been so great. It could have been so great. I watched it again not so long ago. It still sucks. It's just, nothing touched me.
Tiffany
nothing came through. Nothing mattered. All the conversations were just so... It's just like an AI made that movie. You know what I mean? Like it's just like had no warmth.
No soul?
No soul. No fucking backbone. Nothing.
Okay. Did you see the third one?
I have not yet.
Okay.
Mainly because the second one was trash.
The third one, I think the third one made up for it. I remember me and Tiffany argued heavily about this because I liked the second one when I watched it. And then it wasn't until coming back later and I was like, yeah, this one isn't that good. It's like very much lacking substance. And I love the Thor movies and I'll always love them, but I've gone into them knowing what they would be. But I do understand like the newest one, like Love and Thunder. It's just like a comedy with like no substance.
It tried so hard to be funny.
Yeah. But Christian Bale's performance,
fuck.
It's Christian Bale. Of course it is.
Amazing.
When have you ever watched a Christian Bale performance and gone, Nah.
Yeah, and nothing.
Not that good.
I can't even think of one.
That's Christian Bale. He's like one of the best.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Indiana Jones.
Oh, I haven't even seen the new one.
So whack.
And she's just saying in general. In general?
What?
In general.
The first ones?
Yeah.
What do you mean by so whack? You can't say Indiana Jones is whack.
Whack.
Okay, why? Have you seen the first ones?
I've only seen I think the first 2.
Okay.
Or what? No, wait, hold on. Shia LaBeouf was 3, right?
Shia LaBeouf was 4.
The fourth one.
4. Okay. So I've seen the 4th one, and I'm pretty sure the first one. The 4th one was awful.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but then the first one, it just didn't make me want to watch more. Nothing
Really?
really
you watched it a lot later though, like you're older. I think that's how I feel about Star Wars. Like the original trilogy or the original 6 movies. Nah, they're good. I like this. I like the special effects. I love that those are like little models that they built. I think it's so cool. I've been in the warehouse where they shot it all.
That's cool.
What's it called? Well, I've only been slightly. That's a whole other story. We don't have to get into it. Yeah, I watched it too late, and I was too old, and I just didn't care for it.
Yeah, but you can't because I did the same thing with Harry Potter. So I saw the first Harry Potter when I was like 12, 13. So the first movie, I was still young enough to really get it. But at that point when I was, 15, 16, 17, I was just a little too old for it. Mm-hmm. So I didn't watch Harry Potter at all. And then just about 10 years ago, it was on TV or no, my girlfriend at the time made me want to binge watch it. And I was like, all right, fine. Cause you've never seen them. You got to watch them. I'm like, okay, sure. And again, people pleaser. I wanted to understand her better. And I was like, sure, of course we can. Whatever you want. And I really enjoyed the movies, like going back and understanding. I'm like, oh, I get this. I get why it was so big. I understand the magic of it. Like I get why it was so captivating. And so I have come to enjoy it in almost like a different level, kind of. But I do enjoy it.
You enjoy it for the quality, right? But it's like I think like people like me and Tiffany,
it's not nostalgia. It's not nostalgia
it's
for
me.
me.
Us is like very much nostalgia.
Of course. But that's why I like Star Wars and why I like Indiana Jones and why I like Back to the Future, because those 3 are my pyramid of like favorite movies. Those are my 3 right there. They're just the best.
Are those all 80 movies? I was just curious.
But that doesn't matter because I didn't see them in the 80s. I saw them in the 90s when I was a kid. Like I couldn't have watched it when I was 1.
I'm sorry, man.
You know what I mean? No, it's fine. It's fine. But see, people always say that kind of shit, and they're that movie wasn't out when I was a kid. I'm like, oh, you've never seen a movie from the 60s or 70s ever? I don't believe you. You know, you can music from the 60s and 70s that you like now that you. It doesn't matter.
Honestly, I the thing with music for me, it's like a song could be 10 years old and it just came out in my head. I don't know why. I'm like, oh, that's new. No, it's a new song. Yeah.
Oh my God, there'd be things like I'll be like, Tiffany, this song's so fire. I've been listening to it, and you're like, this has been out for 15 years, Johnny. Like, it's new to me now. I just found it. I thought it was new.
Well, no, he'd hit me up and he'd send me a song and be like, listen to this, and I'm like, I did in 6th grade, Johnny. What? Like, why? He's coming to me with like some fire new stuff, and it's like, Johnny, no, you're late. But it has taken a turn because Johnny is like. He's been showing me new people. So it's like Louis Capaldi. He put me on Louis Capaldi. He put me on Zach Bryan. Who else? There's somebody else that you were listening to for a bit of Monsters and Men. Is that them? Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff, and it's not without getting into it too much because everyone's like, oh, I listened to them before this. I like legitimately found these people randomly off because I spend half my time listening to music, listening to like discover new music, and I'll like listen to people like sing on like now it's TikTok. I find a lot of people on TikTok, and then to like Louis Capaldi, he just released an EP that he had like no following on anything, and I was like, this is really fucking good. Listen to this, it's so good, it's so good, and then he blew up. And then same thing with Zach Bryan, and then
every time you'd get in the car, he was like, put on Louis Capaldi, and I was like, no, that's slow shit. I don't want it. Like. Super against it right away, and then I think it was like a couple months later, I was just like I was like, this is so good. I'm like crying in the car. Oh my God, he's so good.
So do you still like Mumford & Sons and that kind of folk kind of?
He goes through these obsession phases.
I'm heavily into like that genre of music. Yeah, that's my go-to.
I'm gonna send you something
for sure.
Punch Brothers. Ever heard of Punch Brothers?
Nobody's Punch Brothers.
It's gonna change your life, dude.
All right.
Some of the best musicians and one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life.
I'm always looking for that type of music. I always put on like Mumford & Sons or Tyler Childers or Zach Bryan, like radio, just to find people like them.
Oh, I got you, dude.
Hell yeah. This went way longer. So sorry.
Did it?
Yeah. So sorry that if this wasn't what you scheduled for, because generally, I mean, the podcast that we shoot, like it's never that long.
This is like one of our older podcasts.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half.
Is it really? Holy shit.
Yeah.
So sorry.
That's the benefit of us doing this. Like that's why we call it just banter. The whole idea was to get lost in conversation. So,
see, and I will say like
could you break this up into 2 episodes?
We could.
do part 1, part 2.
I'm just saying if you want to batch, right?
And you know what? There's our second episode.
There you go.
No, it's okay. We'll do 2 next week. I want to put it all together. That way, everyone, that if anyone listens to it, they can listen to all of it. It's okay. But I will say like the fact that like it was like, oh my God, it's been an hour and a half. Like that's what made me and Tiffany fall in love with podcasting.
Yeah.
Because like you just get lost in it, and I think the same thing. And I don't want to like put like, speak for you, but I feel like that's probably with your buddies. You guys are doing your D&D, and you just get like, oh my God, 5 hours.
Oh, it's the best.
D&D?
Oh yeah.
That's the podcast. They do D&D.
It's D&D podcast.
That's what that is?
Yeah.
I have never played, but I idolize it. I don't know why. I've always wanted to play it. It seems so fun.
I want to get you. I want to get Roland in on it too.
Oh.
Because I bet he'd have hella fun. I think
Imagine
Can he be a troll?
Imagine we do a
He
podcast.
can do whatever he wants.
We do a podcast, and it's like you trying to guide us through, and we've never done it before, and we're all like getting frustrated, and like that would actually be really fun.
we could play it like it's called a one shot. We could
Yeah.
play a
Yeah.
one shot. It'd be
Yeah.
hella
So
fun.
like a one journey type
Just
thing?
a quick adventure.
Oh.
That would be actually super
I'm
cool.
going to freak out. No, that's going to be so cool. Oh my God. I'm going to plan who I'm going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah,
that's one of the best
part.
parts
I'm gonna
is
fucking-
making your character.
That's so
And you can be
exciting.
whatever you
Whatever
want.
you fucking want.
Whatever
And
you want.
Isn't it like you can have like the powers that person might have? Yeah, okay. Yep, I'm so stoked. I'm gonna have wings, guys.
Yeah.
You don't even know. You guys don't even know. I'm so
Sure.
excited. I just watched part of whatever that dungeon. It was like the new movie that
movie,
came out.
yeah,
Yeah. I watched part of it. It was really cool.
Part of it was it that cool? The Infinity.
Well,
Yeah, I was gonna say, was it that cool?
Well, no, we finished it, but I watched like the first half and then I watched the second half.
Yeah.
And it was like it was when our new roommate was in, Chris, but
Gotcha.
then everyone was dog tired, so we went to sleep, and then next night.
Can we do
finished
that,
it.
guys? I'm telling you, I
100%.
promise you,
Oh,
you'll have
please.
so much fun.
I'm asking you, can we please do that?
Yeah, I'll run it.
Okay,
I'll run
then
it for sure.
I'm down. I'm so down.
We can do it next Sunday if
100%.
you want. Are you free next Sunday?
I'm in Disneyland.
Oh,
next
that's right.
yeah.
You said that. You said
No.
that. When I get back from Tucson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll plan it for
Oh my God,
like
I'm
early
so
October.
excited.
Yeah.
But I want Roland in it.
No, I'll get him in it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
That's a
Hell
lot
yeah.
of confidence.
Well, then that's what's coming, you guys. I wonder if it could just be like a Just Banter special and then make it easier, so that because like I don't think it would fit in your guys' podcast.
No, I wouldn't.
I'm not referring to like the D&D. I was the Roland one.
I mean, it'd be
Very
fun
low.
content. I mean, just for our
Either
personal
way,
content.
Yeah, either way.
Yeah.
Because you guys could get the raw. You guys could get the raw video or the edited version too, and then you guys could do whatever
Sure.
short form you want of that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
this
do
was
it.
awesome. Thanks for being here, man.
Oh,
we
thanks for
really
inviting me, you
appreciate it.
guys. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. We got like
You please some people, man.
we got deep and cathartic
free.
here, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of does that. It does that for sure. The last one we did definitely got a lot deeper than our newer ones have been. So I'm happy.
We're finding
the first
that-
guest that we had was kind of a middle ground of both. So it's really exciting.
I just think it makes the more conversation more real and more relatable.
Oh,
so.
for sure.
So yeah, we really appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Of course, man.
All right.
My pleasure.
Bye, guys.